Welcome to Twisted News, everyone. I'm Andrew, and today we're looking into some fresh evidence recently uncovered that implicates the BTK Killer in at least 2 more murders, but probably more. And then we'll dive into a digital bomb that turned deadly over in Cincinnati. Get ready for Scary Mysteries, Twisted News. Number 1. The BTK Enigma. Fresh evidence unearthed. Known for his heinous crimes spanning from 1974 to 1991, Dennis Rader, infamously known as the BTK Killer, was an enigma that baffled authorities for years. He left behind a trail of death and anguish, and now, recent revelations suggest that the monster's reign of terror might have been even bigger than anyone thought. The townspeople of Pawhuska, Oklahoma were rocked in 1976 when 16-year-old cheerleader Cynthia Kinney disappeared without a trace. Last seen at a local laundromat, the mystery surrounding her vanishing act has haunted the community for decades. Despite intermittent investigations, no concrete leads have ever emerged, and that was until last year when a seemingly unrelated event reopened this cold case. Now, back in '76, the bank that sits across the street from the laundromat was getting new alarm systems installed around the time the girl went missing. And around then, none other than Dennis Rader was a regional installer for ADT. So, could he have seen and followed the girl? Records from ADT didn't initially show whether it was Rader or someone else doing the installing. But what was proven was that Dennis was involved with the local Boy Scout troop in the area, so he was definitely there. Before ultimately being caught, Rader was known to write authorities and news outlets to taunt them about what he had done. He wrote a lot, and when going through some of his papers, there was the cryptic phrase, "Bad Laundry Day." This newfound evidence caused authorities to open Pandora's box. The investigation expanded, forcing them to take new looks into unsolved murders and missing persons cases in the area. Among these victims was 22-year-old Shauna Garber from McDonald County, Missouri. Found in December of 1990, her life was brutally cut short, and for years her identity remained a mystery, only to be uncovered in 2021. An autopsy showed the chilling hallmarks of a BTK crime. Now, on the property where BTK's house once stood, they're finding all sorts of items of interest. In a dig this past April, they found a pantyhose ligature, which may have been used on one of these 2 girls or perhaps even a new victim yet to be identified. Authorities had thought they'd seen the last of BTK's shadows in 2005, but now that just doesn't appear to be the case. Rader was apprehended that year after he audaciously resumed communications with the police and media, having remained dormant for years. His arrest was a pivotal moment, giving closure to countless families and ensuring that the killer would face justice. But now, with these revelations connecting him to other potential crimes, old wounds have been reopened. The police carefully chose their words and did not reveal the exact number of cases under re-examination. However, it was hinted that Rader is likely involved in several more unsolved cases. As authorities continue to dig near Rader's former property in Park City, Kansas, the town and its inhabitants hold their breath. What horrors might be unearthed, and how many more victims of the BTK Killer are yet to be discovered. Number 2. The haunting crime of Lance Miller. From the desolate roads of Texas to the vibrant streets of Cincinnati, few stories have shaken communities as deeply as the murder of Caitlin Lynch. This is a digital connection gone horribly wrong that once again brings the dangers of the online world to the forefront. 36-year-old Caitlin was not just any mother of 2. She was an ambitious woman with a degree in criminal justice, a passion for law, and aspirations to make a difference in this world. And those who knew her described her as vivacious, always eager to lend a hand and profoundly dedicated to her daughters. But, as fate would have it, the very world of crime she studied would tragically engulf her life. Lance Miller, a 32-year-old man from Texas, emerged as the beacon of tragedy in this twisted story. Their paths converged online in the virtual realm where relationships can bloom. Described by Caitlin's father as a new dating relationship, Miller's intentions became clear when he drove miles from Texas to Cincinnati, aiming to move in with Caitlin. But what should have been a budding romance took a dark turn recently on August 18th. Following a heated altercation, Miller allegedly shot Caitlin while she was in her car, and then placed her in the passenger seat before heading out on a grim journey across multiple states, turning their love story into a grisly crime chronicle. Reports of the shooting on Temple Avenue in Cincinnati soon led authorities to discover that Miller may have kidnapped Caitlin after the crime and was on the run. Was she shot? Maybe dead? They didn't know, but it was a race against time. As the hours ticked away, the tensions intensified, reaching its peak when Tennessee authorities issued a be on the lookout alert. They had received information that Miller was traveling west through the state, and ultimately, it was Deputy Jesse Paradis who spotted Miller, leading to a high-speed chase that finally culminated in Cheatham County. The climax, however, was grisly, because as Miller was being apprehended, Caitlin's lifeless body was discovered in the car. The tale became even more unsettling as details of Miller's criminal history came to light. He was no stranger to high-speed pursuits. Less than a month prior, he had led Oklahoma police on a similar chase, earning him charges ranging from DUI to unauthorized vehicle use. For Caitlin's family, the pain is unfathomable. Their GoFundMe page, a heart-rending tribute titled "In Loving Memory of Caitlin," captures their disbelief and grief. As her father sorrowfully mentioned, to put Caitlin's body in the passenger seat and drive it to Tennessee, that's just one sick puppy. As communities across states grapple with this tragic tale, one question lingers. How can the very platforms meant to connect us also lead to such profound darkness? And more importantly, how can we stop it? In today's digital age, the story of Caitlin Lynch and Lance Miller show us the double-edged sword that the online world can be. In an era where connections are a click away, it underscores the need for vigilance, caution, and a deeper understanding of the world we navigate, both online and for real. So there were two of the most strange and terrifying news stories we have for you this week. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff if you want to help our channel grow. Remember, you can always listen to these over on our Scary Mysteries podcast channel. And for more exclusive content, go check us out on Patreon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon.